Laura Ingraham dated a liberal TV host. She was engaged to a businessman. She even had a secret relationship with a Democratic senator, but none of them became her husband. In 2005, something happened that ended her last real chance at marriage. Doctors told her something that changed everything. Her body, her future, and her dreams of a traditional family. But Laura refused to give up. She found another way to become a mother. What she went through explains why she's raising 3 kids alone at 62. Laura Ingraham was born on June 19, 1963 in a small town called Glastonbury, Connecticut. She grew up in a working-class family with Irish and Polish roots. Her father, James Frederick Ingraham III, was born in 1925 and had served in World War II. After the war, he ran a car wash, but the memories of combat never left him. Those dark memories shaped his strong anti-communist views, and he passed them on to Laura when she was still very young. By the time she was 12, she was already reading books by conservative authors like William F. Buckley. Her mother, and Caroline Kack, worked as a waitress and came from a family of Polish immigrants. She worked hard for her children until she passed away in 1999. Laura was the only girl among 3 brothers. Curtis, James, and Brooks often argued with her at the dinner table, especially about politics. These heated arguments gave her a sharp edge. Her home life, though, was far from peaceful. Her father was said to be verbally abusive, and the tension at home made Laura emotionally tough, but also guarded. She later said those hard times shaped how she deals with people. At Glastonbury High School, where she graduated in 1981, she was the captain of the basketball team, edited the school newspaper, and got top grades. But things were still rough at home. Her relationship with her brother, Curtis, eventually broke apart over political disagreements, and they stopped talking. Her strict Catholic upbringing and family struggles gave her a strange mix of strength and fire, something that would later define her media career. She started college in 1981 at Dartmouth, studying English and Russian literature. It was the Cold War era, and she was already thinking globally. In her second year, 1982, she joined the Dartmouth Review, a student-run conservative newspaper known for its sharp tone. She began writing controversial pieces. One major article in 1983 criticized affirmative action, saying it was unfair. That one piece sparked protests by over 200 students and drew attention from major newspapers like the New York Times. Laura didn't back down. She even called some professors Marxist sympathizers. Despite the uproar, she stayed active in sports and played for the women's lacrosse team, juggling athletics and intense debates at the same time. Then came one of the most shocking moments of her college years. In April 1984, during her senior year, she sent a reporter from the Dartmouth Review to secretly record a private meeting of the Gay Students Association. There were about 15 people there, many of them closeted and looking for a safe space, but the transcript got published and she referred to them in a mocking tone. Over 500 students protested, and a criminal investigation began over possible illegal recording. Still, Laura defended it as freedom of the press, saying public funding made it fair game. Even a faculty advisor said her actions were extremely anti-gay. More than 1,000 people signed a petition demanding action, and it became her first major media scandal. It was clear she had no fear of controversy. Later that year, in fall 1984, she became the editor-in-chief of the Dartmouth Review. She started pulling bold stunts. In one event, she dressed as Fidel Castro with a fake beard and cigar, mocking communists. Over 100 people protested, and the paper got sued multiple times. One professor filed a $100,000 lawsuit in 1985, saying the paper falsely called him a communist supporter. Dartmouth spent thousands in legal fees, and courts ordered the paper to stop publishing certain stories. But while others saw chaos, Laura saw growth. The newspaper circulation grew to 5,000 copies per issue, and President Ronald Reagan himself praised the Review in 1985. That gave her credibility in conservative circles and made her even more confident. During summer 1984, she went to the Soviet Union for a 6-week study program. She lived in Moscow and Leningrad right when Cold War tensions were high. What she saw shocked her. People waited in bread lines for 2 hours. Stores had empty shelves and around 70% of the population lived in poverty. The average salary was only 180 rubles a month, which was about $220 at the time. People had to trade on the black market just to get basic things. She even smuggled out banned books, which could have gotten her arrested. That experience made her hate communism even more and shaped her future political views. Around that same time in 1983 and 1984, she dated a classmate who was on the opposite side of the political spectrum. He was a liberal and active in anti-apartheid protests, but over time, through long debates and reading Ayn Rand together, he changed his views and became conservative. In the spring of 1984, he wrote a public letter saying she had changed his beliefs, but the relationship ended badly. That summer, he accused her of manipulating him, saying she isolated him from his liberal friends. Some even compared it to cult behavior. Their arguments happened in front of dozens of classmates. People called it her first ideological conquest. It showed how persuasive and polarizing she could be even back then. After graduating from Dartmouth in 1985, Laura went straight to the University of Virginia School of Law. It was known for having a conservative edge. She graduated in 1991 with a Juris Doctor degree. While studying, she served as notes editor for the Virginia Law Review and wrote strong pieces about judicial restraint, pushing back against liberal views. She took classes like criminal procedure with Professor William Stuntz and said later that those classes sharpened her for media debates. Her classmates often saw her driving around in a Honda with a license plate marked, showing just how boldly she wore her beliefs. There were even rumors that her loud conservatism caused so much tension in class that it almost cost her a leadership role at the Law Review. But she powered through and made important connections that helped her later in Washington. In 1989, while still at UVA, she started working